What's up? Okay, here's the deal. I want them to play at my next birthday party. Would that not be like the dopest thing of all time? Yeah, that was so cool. That'd be so awesome. Okay, hey, you know what time it is, right? Well, you guys are so cool. It's good. Let's see. Sapphire, you raised your hand to play last week and you didn't get to. Are you don't want to play this week? All right, she's trying to play it cool, not playing. Okay. Oh, Mariah, you don't want to? Oh. You two want to battle each other? You two want to battle each other? Carly and Mariah? Bring it. All right. We are not playing water pong, but good try. Okay. You can have that table. Oh, no, there's two tables. Two tables. Okay, so this is called blow hard. This is called blow hard. I hope you can blow up a balloon. Oh, you can maybe your gum will, if your gum ends up in the balloon, you win automatically. All right, so here's the deal. Hey, thank you for killing that fan because that was blazing loud, but it's blazing hot in here. All right, so the deal is you got to blow all the cups off the table, but you have to use the balloon. Capiche? Capiche? Wow. Okay, I was worried this was going to happen. What you do is you blow the balloon up, and you got it. All right, who do you guys think's going to win? You think M squared's going to win? M squared? What about Carly over here? Carly Fuel is Q. Okay, no. All right, I'm gonna count to 3. No, it's whoever blows them off first wins. It's a head-to-head deal. All right, here we go. I'm counting to 3, and then you better blow hard. 1, 2, 3. This is we need some. This is intense. Oh. It sounds like you're farting. She's owning you. You better get after it. Yeah, man, they're supposed to fall off. Ooh, that would totally be cheating. Carly's dominate. Oh, she went big on you right there. Oh. Yeah, they have to fall. Now they have to fall off. Dub, Carly Fuel. You sure are cool. Give her a hand. Yeah. All right. Okay. Giovanni, man, bonus points for you, bro. Bonus points for you. Here, let me give you that. No, I got it. It's cool. Here you go, Dumpling. Be sure to save those. We'll use those. I'm just kidding. Okay, hey, we're gonna do some worship, but before we do, as most of you know, I assume you may live under a rock, or you probably don't pay any attention to anything because you're middle school and high school kids. But there was a young man that was hit by a vehicle today, and he is Ricky asked me today. He messaged me on Snap and asked if we could pray for him. It's one of his good friends, and he's really struggling. So, Ricky, I'm going to ask you to come stand like right up here in the middle, and we're going to pray for your friend. What's his name? Gabe. We're going to pray for Gabe. We're going to gather around Ricky and pray for Gabe and Ricky and all Gabe's friends who are, struggling with this. So if you don't mind, you don't have to, but if you will, gather around him. We're going to pray for the whole situation. God, we come to you right now and we lift up the situation, God. First off, we want to lift up Gabe's body to you. And God, we just ask that you would just place your healing hand on his body. And I pray that you be with the physicians and the nurses that are caring for him. I ask you to be with his family and his friends. I ask for peace for them, God. I know that many hearts are breaking for this situation. I just ask for your touch in the situation. All of his friends at school who are struggling, God, I just pray that they would have good friends, God, that would gather around them and comfort them in this tough time. God, we lift them up to you, lift the whole situation up to you, and ask you to just do your thing involved in the entire situation. We lift it up to you right now. We love you, God. Be with us tonight. Amen. Praise, yeah. All right, we are going to start with some worship. So if you'll stand and sing with us, we're going to praise Jesus.
I got a firm foundation, a rock, the only solid ground. The nations rise and fall. Kingdoms once strong, now shaken. We trust forever in your name, the name of Jesus. Whoa, we trust the name of Jesus. You are the only King forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. You are the only King forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. Unmatched in all your wisdom, in love and justice you will reign, and every knee will bow. We bring our expectations, our hope is anchored in your name, the name of Jesus. Whoa, we trust in the name of Jesus. forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. You are the only King forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. We lift our banner high. We lift the name of Jesus. From age to age you reign. Your kingdom has no end. We lift our banner high. We lift the name of Jesus. From age to age you reign. Your kingdom has no end. You are the only King forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. You are the only King forever. Almighty God, we lift you higher. You are the only King forever, forevermore. You are victorious. You are victorious. Hanging on every word. Spirit of the living God. Spirit of the living God. We want to know you more and more. We're hanging on every word. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we only want to hear your voice. We're hanging on every word. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we want to know you more and more. We're hanging on every word, 'cause when you speak and when you move, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see, and what we see. And when you come in the room, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see, and what we see. Yeah. You're changing everything. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we're leaning into all you are. Everything else can wait. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, come now and breathe upon our hearts. Come now and have your way. 'Cause when you speak and when you move, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see, and what we see. And when you come in the room, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see, what we see. Yeah. You're changing everything. 'Cause when you move all our fears. And when you move when you speak, when you move, when you do what I need. Yeah. You're changing everything.
Darkness you live on, you restore every heart that is broken. And great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord. You give life. You are love, you bring light to the darkness. You restore every heart that is broken. And great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. Sing it out. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. You pour out our praise. Your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord.
I need you to soften my heart and break me apart, and I need you to open my eyes to see that you're shaping my life. And all I am, I surrender. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside, I give you my life. I need you to soften my heart and break me apart, and I need you to pierce through the dark and cleanse every part of me. And all I am, God, I surrender. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside, I give you my life. 'Cause I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail. My God, you never will. And I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail. But my God, you never will. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside, I give you my life. 'Cause I may be weak, your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail, but my God, you never will. And I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail, but my God, you never will. And I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail, but my God, you never will. And I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me, and my flesh may fail, but my God, you never will.
God, I pray that in this time of worship and in this time of getting into your word a little bit, I pray that the heat wouldn't be a distraction. I pray that the people in this room wouldn't be a distraction. I pray that there would be no distractions. And I pray that you'd speak to us clearly. God, I pray that hearts will be changed in this place. You are so good, God. We love you. Amen.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. The job's a joke you broke, the love life's the only way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When you're here, but I'll be there for you.
I'm not gonna here. The last 2 weeks about being a good friend. The first week of Friends, we talked about being a friend or wife or husband who forgives. Yeah. The second week we talked about a friend that what? An honest friend. You're a legend. All right. This week we are talking about an obsessed friend. Some of you clingers out there know what I'm talking about. Now you may be like, what, obsessed? Obsessed does not sound like a characteristic of a friend that I want. Although Ashley's been praying for that for a while. Obsessed. Obsessed. Man, interesting word. Now we all have friendships. Every one of us in here, no matter how cool or uncool you are, we all have friendships. And the truth is that, man, some of us are really good at friends, being a good friend. Some of us are really good at friendships. But some of us aren't. Some of you are lousy friends. And there's reasons that we're not going to get into because honestly, the reasons don't even matter. It could be that you're a jerk or self-centered or egotistical or don't care. But we're not going to get into that because the reason doesn't really matter. What matters is knowing what a good friend looks like, what a good friend acts like, and then working to become that. So when I say the word obsessed, you may be confused. Like, all right, what do you mean by a friend who's obsessed? Like an obsessed friend? We're going to get into it. But first, tonight's Friends clip. Yeah, you're excited, aren't you? Who's been enjoying the Friends clips? Okay, well, some of you guys are cool and some of you guys are losers. No big deal. The Friends clip tonight involves Monica. Monica is the least compatible to me in the friend zone. As my compatibility to the people on Friends, she's the last one. Monica has an OCD personality. She's very obsessive compulsive. She's obsessed with cleaning. Often in Friends, they get annoyed by her cleaning habits because she's, well, psycho. And also, if you don't know this, you need to know this for the clip. But the friends, they live across the hall from each other. They live in an apartment building. One lives here, or one of the groups lives here, and one of the groups lives here. And so they well, not always. Sometimes he lives in the same place. But anyway, because he tried to be a dancer and make it with his grandma and it didn't work. Anyway, but Ross lives across the street. Ross isn't in the clip, so no big deal. All right, but you kind of need to know they live across the street from each other. Joey and Chandler lived in this apartment, and then they ended up winning a competition bet, and they ended up getting to switch Rachel and Monica for their better apartments. So they swapped apartments. Okay, that's what you need to know for this. Anyway, this episode is about Monica's obsession with a switch that does nothing. Watch the clip. I would sit there, but your Taco Miles right there.
Joey, let me ask you a question. This has been driving me crazy. What does this light switch do?
Nothing.
Did it drive you crazy to have a switch and not know what it did?
I know what it did. Nothing.
They wouldn't have put it there if it didn't do something. How can you not care?
Like this.
Done? Yep. Okay. Hey.
What's up?
The switch thing has been driving me crazy. So I turned it off and checked every outlet. Now, 4 of them don't work, which means one of them has to be controlled by the switch. So I plugged in things in all 4 outlets that make noise. That way, when I turn it on, I just follow the noise and find out which one it is.
I better stop listening before you did.
You know, you could have used lamps and then followed the light. Yeah, well, I'm using noise. Okay. All right, so everybody ready? Here we go. Something I hear something. Where is it? It's coming from Joey.
Oh my God, that's so freaky. Turn him off. What are these?
Electrical plans for the building.
Okay. Should I be scared?
I know that switch has got to do something, okay? So I went down to City Hall and I got these. All I had to do is pay $25 and wait in line for 3 hours.
Wow. If only more people knew.
Hi.
What are these?
Oh, just some pictures I made and hung up. Thought they'd brighten up the place. They do, don't you think?
No.
I know that there's no hole there. I just really like that picture.
Oh my God, look at this.
Okay, but there is a wire back there. I mean, that switch is connected to something.
I don't care. The wires have come loose in your head.
I just thought if I could follow the wire, I could find out what it did.
And did you?
No. Disappears back there behind that baseboard. For a minute there, I thought it went downstairs. But it didn't. Say hello to Mrs. Katrakis.
Oh my God.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Mrs. Katrakis.
All right. The super couldn't figure out what it did. The $200 an hour electrician couldn't figure out what it did. I've had 7 pretty serious shocks. I officially give up.
Thank God.
Guess Joey was right. Does nothing.
See? I'm doing it. I am totally doing it. I lost it.
Man. So Monica, she becomes quite obsessed with the switch. That does actually do something. Now she goes on this mission to see what the switch does. Although this goes like completely against my personality, I'm way more like Joey. Like, I don't care. Man, I think being passionate and maybe even obsessed, I think some of us, maybe all of us, could use a little dose of that sometimes, depending on what we're talking about. So, I think all of us in the room are obsessed with certain things. Anybody in the room obsessed with like Fortnite? Yeah, the grown men in the back, kind of. Yeah, I know some of you guys are. Let's see, online shopping. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Chathan, you're an Amazon addict, you psycho. Anybody obsessed with like rolled ice cream? I haven't had it yet, but anyway, I'm sure it's delicious. Scrunchies. I know people in this place are obsessed with scrunchies because there was a fight at Falls Creek over a scrunchie. Sports. Some of you guys are obsessed with sports. Music. Some of you guys are obsessed with music. I think this will be the ultimate winner, though. Some of you guys are obsessed with sleeping. Anybody obsessed with sleeping? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to ask my parents. I went on a trip with you. I know you're obsessed with sleeping. But the list could go on and on. Maybe I didn't hit your obsession, but let's be real. All of us have something that we're obsessed with. But my question for you is, what about being obsessed with your relationship with Jesus? Oh, dang, he had to go there. He had to take it there. Oh, the sad part is, if we were all being honest in here and I said, tell me one thing that you're obsessed with, I'm guessing that all of us, probably guilty, our relationship with Jesus Christ would not even roll across our mind. That's bummer. Bummer, right? That's sad. I mean, your relationship with Jesus probably doesn't come to mind because none of us are obsessed with it. None of us are like super, super passionate about it. Hey, and man, I get it. You guys, all of us, but you guys have so many things coming at you every day, so many things to be thinking about, so many things to be worrying about, so many things that are battling for your mind and your heart and your time. There's so many things that are constantly coming at you. Zip it in the back. I ain't gonna call you out this time like you got called out last time. But anyway, man, there's so much battling for your heart space, for your mind space, and for your time. But that doesn't change what Jesus did for you. And it doesn't change whatsoever the fact that he should stop being the top priority in all of our lives. So Mark 12:29 through 31 says, Jesus answered, the most important is, Hear, O Israel. Listen to this. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is the Lord is one. He is one. There is one God, and you shall love him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. So Jesus he's asked a question here. These dudes ask him a question. They're asking about the law, the Old Testament law. And they're like, what's the greatest commandment in the Old Testament law? What you need to know is these people were obsessed with trying to earn God's grace, earn God's favor. And so they want to know, what's the greatest commandment? Because like, oh, I want to be here, but I messed up, so I'm here. And I need to do these 3 things to get back up here. That's how they lived. That was their mindset. But Jesus did away with all those things. And his answer is so interesting. He says, love the Lord your heart with all your soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. No greater commandments than those 2. He didn't go to the 10 commandments. He didn't go to a list of things that you're supposed to do as the greatest commandment. He didn't even go to, you need to be a good forgiving friend and you need to be an honest friend. He went with love God and love others as the most important thing. So here's the kicker, man. Casual relationships. Our lives are filled with casual relationships. If you want to boil it all down, maybe not quite as much in high school. Some of you guys for upper high school, probably the case. But you've got like a circle, and like the closest circle you have is really small. And then outside of that circle, it's a bunch of casual relationships. The problem is we treat Jesus like a casual relationship. We treat God like a casual relationship. And casual relationships don't lead to love with every fiber of your being. A casual relationship is not going to lead to you loving God with everything in you. It doesn't work like that. That can only come from continued intimacy, long-term devotion and pursuit, obsession, if you will. So you want to be a good friend, the best kind of friend, I would ask you about your relationship with Jesus. Tell me about your relationship with Jesus. Man, it's hard to truly love others if you don't know what being loved looks like, feels like. How are you supposed to emulate that? How are you supposed to emulate that? You can't. It's impossible. Your friends need you to love Jesus. Your friends need you to love Jesus. Your church needs you to love Jesus. Your youth group needs you to love Jesus. Your school needs you to love Jesus. Your home and parents need you to love Jesus. Why? Because when you have an understanding of the love and sacrifice that was given for you, only then can you start to love people in that same way. How can you expect to love people like Jesus if you never even experienced his love for yourself? It's impossible. Now, I know, and I'm almost done. Yeah, that fast. I know a lot of this series has went in one ear and out the other. Because the reality is we're all completely comfortable with our circle. And nobody's really trying to look to get out of it, or, broaden that circle. We like our comfortable circle. I get it. So do I. But listen, man, people need to know you care. People need to know that you care. People need to know that you love. They do. Man, I spent this morning at the hospital with parents of a kid who tried to commit suicide. One of our own. They sat in this room last Wednesday night with all of us, and they tried to commit suicide this week. It's time to get our heads out the darn clouds. I know we all walk up in here every day. We walk into school every day. I'm guilty. We walk into work every day. We walk into home every day. And stop worrying about who it is. It doesn't even matter. We walk into these places like this. Like this. It's time we put our daggum phones down, close our laptops, and look to invest in somebody. Relationships have gone out the daggum window. If you think that people don't need you, you're full of it. If you think people don't need a good friend, you're crazy. If you think that people don't need you to love God and then love others like he has shown you he loves you, then man, you're way off base. If you think a casual relationship with him and a casual relationship with people is what Christians are called to, you're way off base. You're way off base. Now, I know this is a friend series trying to talk about be good friends, but the reality is man, your friends and your youth group need you to be a good friend. I don't think that person tried to take their life because they were overran with good friends. I really don't. It makes me sad. Because to me, it means I didn't do my part. It means you didn't do your part. You're like, well, what part could I have played? I don't know. But I do know this. I could have loved that person better. I could have invested in that person more. But honestly, I'm busy on Wednesdays trying to make this thing run perfect instead of worried about connecting with you on a personal level, which ultimately is what I need to be doing. Instead of me standing up here and talking and preaching to you, I wish I could just, each and every one of you, have some one-on-one time with you to try to pour into you as individuals, but I can't. That's why I need you guys. That's why you guys need to be loving Jesus with everything in you, with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Because only at that point can you begin to love others like you love yourself. Being a casual follower of Jesus Christ and a casual friend is not going to cut it. It's not what we're called to. So what kind of friend are you? And I ain't trying to weigh it down. I'm just spitting facts. I'm just telling you the truth. Most of us don't ever consider how other people could be feeling, what other people could be going through. That's because we're bad friends. Me too. But we don't have to stay that way. We need to look and see what it looks like to be a good friend. And then we need to do everything we can to become that. God didn't die on a cross to save us so we can remain how we are, how we were born. He died on a cross to save us so we can be made new, like-minded. He can do a mind and a heart transplants where we stop being obsessed with things that don't matter and start being obsessed with people. There's a passage in the New Testament where all these people are getting ragged on. It's like the lowly, it's the outcast, it's the one that nobody has anything to do with. There's a group of them outside the city, and all the hierarchy and all the fancy schmancy people are looking down on them, and Jesus walks up, and you know what he calls that group of people that's cast out? He calls them hearts. He calls them hearts. Because the Jesus Christ, that's what we are. We are hearts. Every single one of us. He sees a soul. He sees somebody that needs to be loved. And that's what he does. That's how he desires us to see people. Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle. I was talking to Phil earlier today, and I said, man, I struggle. Because we were in here, and we were spending time praying for you guys and praying for this service. And I told him my prayer is that my heart would be changed and your heart would be changed. Because what I can tell you for sure is this Sunday school lesson I taught this last week in my Sunday school class was over hospitality. And I can tell you, I don't ever walk into like Walmart with the idea of, man, I might be able to minister to somebody here. I might be open to letting somebody approach me and I can tell them about Jesus, or me approach them, or meeting a need. I walk in to get my junk done and get out. And I think that's how we approach life. Like we will get our head down, put our blinders on, and do what we need to do and get out. But it's time we take that mess off and look around us and see the people that are around us. Man, some of them are doing phenomenal. Hug them and high five them. Some of them aren't. Hug them, love on them, high five them, and speak life to them. So, are you a good friend? I think a good friend is honest, and I think a good friend forgives, but I don't think any of that mess matters until we become obsessed with Jesus enough to where we love him with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind, and with all of our strength, which leads to loving our neighbor and loving each other as we love ourselves. You want to be a good friend? Love God. You want to be a good friend? Love God. Because it's going to lead you to loving others. You're never going to be able to love others if you never experience God's love. Every head bowed and every eye closed. So tonight, this invitation's simple. Ain't going to be no music. Ain't going to be nothing. Had to spend a lot of time in prayer today because I was upset at myself. Not just because of what happened this morning, but because of the way I live my life. And I'll be honest, and sometimes it's hard to stand up here and talk to you guys because I know the things I'm saying to you, I'm a hypocrite. I know I don't approach every day the way God wants me to. I know I don't run. I know I'm not like seeking him with everything in me, loving him with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength that's leading me to love others as myself. I think there's a lot of you guys in the room that a lot of this is went in one ear and went out the other. But the daggum reality is you got people that are really close to you. Maybe you got people in your life that aren't even close to you that need you. But you got your head buried in other things. We were created to be really relational people. We were created to have with one another. And it's my prayer that we get back to that. It's my prayer that we get back to that here on Wednesday nights. It's my prayer that we get back to that on Sundays. And it's my prayer that we get back to that every other day of the week in every aspect of our lives. So I don't know about you. If you're in this place and you say, hey, you talked a lot about, not being able to love somebody else because I've never experienced the love of God. If that's you, if you're in this place and you're like, I don't know Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I don't know what having a relationship with him looks like. How can I be concerned and obsessed about my relationship with him if I don't even have one? I don't know what that looks like. If you're in the room right now and that's you, I'm just going to ask you to slip your hand up. Okay. If you're in the room right now and you know your life is not where it needs to be, it's off track. You aren't loving others because, man, you're not loving God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. I pray that you rededicate your life to him. Sitting right there in that chair. Getting serious. Cutting the crap and laying all the mess down and saying, you know what, I know that my life isn't where it needs to be, and I can never, ever, ever be what you've called me to be if I'm not pursuing you with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength. If that's you, man, right now where you are, pray, seek him, fall at his feet, and say, yo, I want to be better. Continue to help me break loose and focus on you. The body, bang it all. There's adults all across the back of the room, and I'm up at the front. I'm going to give you about a minute or two. There's carpet up here. If you need to pray, come and pray. I'm going to ask you also while you're seeking God to pray for that person that I was talking about. They were struggling. Obviously, they're struggling physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And it's my prayer that he would speak to somebody, and you don't even know who it is, but it's my prayer that he would speak to you that we may be able to minister to that person. So I'm going to ask you to pray for them in this time as well. Spend a little time praying. If you need to move, there's people all over. I'll be up here. Everybody's head bowed and eyes closed. All right, look at me. If you're praying, you can keep praying, but I'm going to be honest, I don't like being heavy. I like to keep it light and fresh, but sometimes life is heavy. Sometimes reality, the real situations are ugly. That's why we need to be good friends. That's why God has called us to love him with everything in us so we can love others like him, because sometimes life's ugly, man. Don't forget to be a good friend. There's going to be people in your life from now until you're done that need you. Be a good friend. Learn to be a good friend. You know what it looks like. Go do it. All right, so we got some announcements for you. See you at the poll. We will not be here next Wednesday night. Everybody say, we will not be here next Wednesday night. Okay. Hey, hey. Okay, so here's the deal. We will not be here next Wednesday night. We will be at Muskogee First Assembly, which is on Gulick. It's on Gulick. It's kind of like right behind Grandview. It's a ginormous white church. Actually, like grayish purple now. But anyway, it used to be white. We're going to meet over there. However, this is what I'm going to tell you. If you cannot get there because you need a ride, let me know. It starts at 5:45, so your parents have plenty of time to drop you there and then come over to church. Because, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. But if you need something, let me know, but do it early. Do it early, and I'll make sure you get a ride there. And then your parents can just pick you up there or whatever. There will be food, although it's hot dogs if you're not really into that. It is what it is. It's going to be really good. Rusty McMullen's the speaker. He's phenomenal. Spoke at Falls Creek this year. He's really good. Next. Impact Student Fundraiser this Sunday night. If you don't come to church on Sunday, you should. But this Sunday night, we're having a fundraiser. It's a church-wide cook-off. There's a bunch of chili. The high school class. High school Sunday school class. They're asking you to bring something. Bet you won't win. I'll tell you what, if you do, I'll give you a prize. It'll be a high five, but still. Yeah, absolutely. That would be fantastic. Hey, it's chili, cakes, pies, hand desserts, all kinds of stuff. This is to lower the cost for Six Flags. This is to lower the cost for our winter retreat that we're going to go on over Christmas break. So, hey, participate. And you're like, oh, I didn't sign up to cook anything. That's fine. We're all going to be working it and serving it Sunday night. So come anyway. If you don't, I will kill you. Okay. Hey, I said I will kill you last week, and Addie sent me a video after church that was just like, she edited it down to where it's just like, I will kill you. I will kill you. Anyway, it was kind of funny. All right, what's next? All right, November 19th. Hey, signups are going to start the first Wednesday night in October. I'm still not exactly certain on the cost. Only somewhere around $500 a person. I'm just kidding. Probably somewhere between $50 and $75, hopefully. And that's it. What we will do is we will leave Monday morning, the 19th, and we will like eat lunch on the way down there. We will go and we will stay at the park until it closes at 10 p.m. and then we will turn around and drive back. Woo! 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 Yeah, so it's going to be super fun. Be ready for that. Bonfire 2018. Bonfire 2017 was dope. Bonfire 2018 gonna be dope too. So if you've never been to Bonfire, do it this year. Will not regret it. It's gonna be sick. All right. Hey, if you got Snapchat and go to Muskogee High School. If you got Snapchat and go to Muskogee High School, just pull your phone out real quick and put on Snap. There's very few of you probably, but put on Snap. Muskogee High School. Pull your phone up. Pull your phone up, girl. Hey, you ain't got that many followers. I'll gain you some. Actually, you better do that. You better throw it up there. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna start it on 3, so you know. Okay. Hey, Tay Pizzle. I forgot you go to Muskogee High, dude. I'll give you a shout out right here. I'll give you a shout out. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. Yo, what's up, MHS? My homeboy. Be there. Hey, I'm bringing Doan. Mike and Phil teach. Whoa. Teach middle school boys every Sunday morning at 9:30.
Yeah, young Metro, no, don't trust you. I'm gonna shoot you. I said free for real. If you do it, he's a